Today's lesson is extracurricular activities. Hi, everybody. I'm Roger.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're talking about something called extracurricular activities. If you're going to school, you do take your classes during the day, but you can have other activities in addition to your classes, and those are called extracurricular activities or activities outside your normal classes. And these can include joining sports, going out for sports, joining clubs, etc.
Exactly right. Now, these wouldn't be things that you do in your free time away from school, like maybe having a part-time job. These will generally be organized by the school, organized maybe even by the students themselves, and take place in the school, but not part of your regular classes. So you might play sports, but you won't get a grade. You might do some art or music in a music club or an art club, but of course this won't be part of your art or music program, your studies. This is just extra fun stuff to do at the school after classes are over with your classmates. So let's check out some of the different extracurricular activities. We'll be looking at first sports. So let's go and check out the dialogue. Extracurricular activities. 1. Sports team. Nick wants to join his school's basketball team, so he asks a team member, John, about trying out.
Hey, John, I heard there's a basketball team tryout coming up. Can you tell me what it involves?
Sure. The tryout will include a 5-point dribbling and scoring test, a 5-on-5 full-court game, and shooting from the 3-point line.
That sounds straightforward enough. Is there anything else I should be aware of?
Yes, you would need to be able to attend team practices every Wednesday and Friday from 5 to 6 p.m.
Okay, I think I can handle that. Thanks for all the info.
No problem. Just keep working hard, and I think you have a real shot at making the team.
大家好，标题中介绍形容词 extracurricular 表示课外的。我们来造个句子。The school offered several extracurricular programs for students. 学校为学生提供了好几个课外活动。再看到名词 tryout 表示运动队伍选拔或是剧组试演。例如The actor did an amazing job during his tryout for the new play. 那位演员在新戏的试演中表现得非常出色。或是 Hundreds of athletes came to the tryout, hoping to make the national team. 数百名运动员来参加选拔，希望加入国家队。继续看到动词 dribble， 它的意思是运球。例如 The coach taught the kids how to dribble properly during practice. 教练在练习时教孩子们如何正确运球。也可以说 Tina can dribble the ball very quickly, making it hard for opponents to steal. Tina 可以非常快速的运球，使对手难以抢球。
Okay, so part 1 is all about joining a sports team. So Nick wants to join his school's basketball team. So he asks a team member, John, about trying out. So if you want to join the basketball team, we usually describe it as trying out for that particular sport. Did you try out for baseball? Did you try out for basketball? And so here he wants to join the team, but of course you need to be accepted first. You need to be good enough to be able to join the sports team.
That's right. We'll try out for a sports team. Maybe if you're looking to join a band or a choir or something like that, we might use the word audition. You audition for some kind of artistic group, but you try out for a sports team. So Nick begins the dialogue. He says, Hey, John, I've heard there's a basketball team tryout coming up. Can you tell me what it involves? So obviously he's interested in joining the basketball team. He's probably quite a skillful player already, and he is thinking of going to the tryout. So you try out for the basketball team, or you attend the team's tryout. That's kind of like an audition if it was an artistic group, but of course it's a sport here. So you try out for the team, and that moment is coming up, that organized activity for all the new students who aren't on the team, maybe to come and shoot some baskets, run around, do some drills, and try to impress the coaches and get recruited to the team. So he wants to know what it involves. What's it all about? What will we have to do? He probably knows where it is and when it is, but exactly what will they ask us to do? What skills will we have to show?
And John says, sure, that's an answer to Nick's question. Can you tell me what it involves trying out for the basketball team? He says the tryout will include a 5-point dribbling and scoring test, a 5-on-5 full-court game, and shooting from the 3-point line. So these are some basic skills that you need to have when playing basketball. We've got a 5-point dribbling drill, I guess we could call it. Dribbling is when you simply bounce the ball and move it backwards and forwards across the court. I think we have dribbling also in soccer when you lightly move the ball forward by tapping it with your foot. And this will be a 5-point dribbling drill, so I suppose you need to dribble it 5 different ways between your legs, on the right, on the left, behind your back, etc. And then, of course, they're going to play a full court game, not just half court, but full court. And then you need to shoot from the 3-point line to see how good a shooter you are.
So a lot of good basic skills there that they'll have to show off and hopefully impress the coaches, as we said. Nick says that sounds straightforward enough. All right, so he doesn't seem too surprised by this information that John gave him describing the tryout and the skills they'll have to show. It sounds straightforward, meaning it sounds pretty easy to understand, not too complicated. If something is straightforward, it probably meets your expectations. You're not surprised by any sort of strange things or complicated, difficult, challenging things. I'm not saying it's simple, but it's certainly testing all the basics, nothing you wouldn't expect. Is there anything else I should be aware of? Is there something else I need to know about the tryout or joining the team or any of this process?
Yes, well, John has something to say about that. He says, yes, you would need to be able to attend team practices every Wednesday and Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. So yes, you have to have some space in your schedule. You have to have some available time to attend the team practices, which take place on Wednesday and Friday from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. To me, that sounds not quite sufficient. I remember when I joined sports teams, you had to go to practice every day and maybe at least for 2 hours or so. But this is the requirement that they have 2 days a week for only 1 hour at a time.
That's true. This could also be just one of those clubs that they have where they only play against other students in the same school, more of a casual style team. So that could be why they don't have such a tough practice schedule. And then, of course, they'll also have to find time to play games, maybe on the weekend, maybe after school on other days of the week. So it's a time commitment, and he just kind of wants to know about that. And Nick, again, it sounds pretty straightforward to him. He says, okay, I think I can handle that. 2 hours a week is not too demanding, even if we add in a few more games, maybe on the weekend, like I said. It shouldn't be too tough. It won't interfere with his other activities or study time or anything like that. So he says, thanks for all the info. He thanks John for all the useful, relevant information that John has just passed along.
And John says, no problem, just keep working hard. And I think you have a real shot at making the team. Interesting there, he said, to have a shot at something. And, of course, in basketball, you shoot the ball. And a shot here is the noun. It took a shot at the basket, and I scored a 3-point shot. But in this particular case, if you have a shot at something, that means you have an opportunity or a good chance to do something. So, yes, here John thinks that Nick has a good chance of joining the team because I guess he's familiar with Nick's playing style and he thinks Nick is probably good enough to join the basketball team. So hopefully they will win the state championship sometime soon. Okay, that brings us to the end of our first conversation for today. Now let's move on to the second one, and that's all about joining the guitar club.
2. Guitar Club. At her high school's annual club fair, Lily asks Jeff about joining the guitar club.
Hey, Jeff, can I ask you a question or two?
That's what I'm here for.
I'm really interested in joining the club, but I don't actually know how to play guitar. Would that be an issue?
Not at all. We have members of all skill levels, including complete beginners. We'd be happy to teach you the basics from scratch.
That's a relief. I wasn't sure if I could join without experience.
You certainly can, and learning guitar can be so rewarding. What's more, we have 2 performances each year where you can showcase your progress in front of family and friends.
That sounds great. I'd love to take part in that.
第二部分介绍形容词 annual， 意思是每年的或是一年一度的。举例来说 The library holds an annual book fair. 图书馆每年举办一次书展。或是 People lined up outside the department store for the annual sale. 人们为了年度特卖会在百货公司外面排队。继续来介绍 relief 这个名词，它的意思是宽心，也可以是轻松或是解脱的意思。例如 Joe felt a sense of relief after the doctor told him he would recover completely. 医生告诉 Joe 会完全康复后，他感到如释重负。或者 The medicine brought relief to Jane's sore throat. 这款药为 Jane 的喉咙痛带来缓解。另外补充 relieve 这个动词 R-E-L-I-E-V-E relieve， 它有缓解、减轻或是解除疼痛或担忧，也可以是使宽心或是使宽慰的意思。举个例子 Taking a deep breath helped relieve Joanna's stress after a long day at work. 在漫长工作一天后，深呼吸有助于缓解 Joanna 的压力。也可以是 Omar took some medicine to relieve his headache. Omar 服用了一些药来减轻头痛。接着介绍动词 showcase， 指的是充分展现优点。举例来说 The event will showcase the talents of renowned chefs from around the world. 这场活动将展现来自世界各地知名大厨的才华。又或者说 Nicola showcased her dancing skills in the talent show. Nicola 在才艺表演中展示她的跳舞技巧。最后补充这个字也可以当名词使用，表示玻璃陈列柜、展示橱，也可以是展示优点的场合或机会。可以这么说 The store's showcase was arranged to attract customers' attention. 那间商店的玻璃陈列柜摆设得很吸引顾客的注意。或是 Diana's dinner table is a showcase of her cooking talents. Diana 的餐桌是她展示烹饪天赋的机会。
All right, we are back with our second dialogue, looking at some interesting and fairly common extracurricular activities. We started off with Nick, who is looking to join a basketball team at the school, maybe the school team, or maybe just a team with students in some of his classes. Next, we're going to move from sports to culture, or joining the guitar club. So yes, many schools will have performance clubs, maybe making a band like in the guitar club, maybe a dance club, and of course they'll have other artistic pursuits like painting clubs and photography clubs and things like that. So if you're not the sporting type, you can try out for one of these. And I know that in many Taiwanese high schools or colleges as well, the guitar club can be very popular. So let's find out what this is all about. It says, at her high school's annual club fair, Lily asks Jeff about joining the guitar club. So Lily is the new student who's curious about it. Jeff might be already a standing member of this club, and Lily wants to know more about it. She's getting a lot of information about different clubs probably because it's the high school's annual club fair. And a lot of schools do this probably at the beginning of the school year, the beginning of the semester there in September. They'll sort of have a bazaar. They'll have like a bunch of different clubs will set up tables in maybe the gym, and they'll provide information and sign-up services, registration services to any students who might be interested in joining all these various different clubs, from the sports clubs to the cultural clubs, and probably they have scientific clubs, or if you're into programming robotics and stuff like that, you can go find out about it. Some of them might cost you some money to join, but it's just a good way for the clubs to advertise themselves and for the students to get lots of information about all the different clubs at one place and time. So Lily's shopping around, and she begins the dialogue by asking Jeff a question or two, or asking if she can ask a question or two.
And Jeff says, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the purpose of answering people's questions about our particular clubs. And Lily says, I'm really interested in joining the club. In this case, it's the guitar club. But I don't actually know how to play guitar or play the guitar. You could put a the in there. Both are correct. And that, of course, is a musical instrument with 6 strings. And if you play the guitar, of course, you know how to use a pick and you know how to play chords and things like that. So she doesn't really know, so I guess she doesn't have enough experience. And would that be an issue? Would that be a problem? Or can I start as a beginner in the guitar club, or should I already have some basic skills?
Good question to ask, because if they're looking to make a musical group at the very beginning of the club, it might be hard for her to join that if she's never actually picked up a guitar before. But that won't be a problem, apparently. Jeff says not at all. That would not be an issue at all. No problem. We have members of all skill levels, including complete beginners. So yes, absolute beginners, completely beginners, people who have never picked up or even touched a guitar. They are very much welcome, and they also have very skilled guitar players, so I'm sure the kids with more skills will be teaching the beginners, and pretty soon everyone will be able to play some basic songs. We'd be happy to teach you the basics from scratch. There you go. That's a very kind offer and a very nice thing for Lily to hear. If she's interested in playing the guitar, she can come join the club and learn the basics from scratch. When you do something from scratch, you're basically doing it from the very beginning without any preparation. If you make your food from scratch, you're basically making all of the different ingredients you might have in the food. So you might be making your own bread for your own hamburger buns or something like that. If you're making bread from scratch, you're not buying it pre-made from the store. You're getting flour and salt and water and actually baking your own bread. So if you're learning something from scratch, you're learning it from the very, very beginning. No previous experience or knowledge is required.
Right, and Lily says that's a relief. A relief, of course, is something that makes you feel relaxed and you don't have to worry anymore. So that's a relief. Now I don't have to feel so nervous about joining the guitar club because, gee whiz, I can't even play an E chord on the guitar. That's probably the easiest chord there is on a guitar. And I wasn't sure if I could join without experience. So that's why she came to ask Jeff this question. Yeah, can I join as a complete beginner? And now you've said that I can join as a complete beginner, so I feel relieved. It is a relief. I thought I might have to have some experience or something like that.
Absolutely. You certainly can, Jeff says, and learning guitar can be so rewarding. So you certainly can join the club without experience. As they said, they'll teach you the basics of guitar from scratch. And he says learning guitar can be so rewarding. As hard as learning anything else, so there will be definite pitfalls and definite problems and frustrations that you'll experience as you're learning it. I know a lot of people, when they learn to play the guitar, the common complaint is my fingers hurt because, of course, you're holding down those strings, which are often made of steel, and it can cause blisters and soreness until your fingers get strong enough and you develop some tough skin on your fingertips and stuff like that. But he's saying learning it can be rewarding if you stick with something, especially something that's difficult or challenging or might make you think of quitting at certain points. But if you power through that, if you let your determination win through, then you will find it to be very rewarding. So something that's rewarding, here we're talking about emotionally rewarding, not sort of making a lot of money for doing a little bit of work or finding a rich man's dog and getting a reward in that way, some kind of financial reward. No, we're talking about an emotional reward. It's hard work, and then you get through it, then you look back and you feel proud of yourself, you feel a sense of accomplishment. That sense of accomplishment is the reward. That's the emotional payoff that we're talking about here for doing something that seemed hard, but you stuck to it, and then you got better, and eventually probably became quite good at guitar in this case.
And if you are good at guitar and you join a band and you make a lot of money, then you could say playing the guitar is lucrative. That means it's a rewarding in a financial sense. You can make a lot of money, but in this particular case, as Mike said, it's rewarding in terms of emotional things that you can get from it. It just feels good to be able to play the guitar, to play chords, to play songs and things like that. And what's more, or in addition, we have 2 performances each year where you can showcase your progress in front of family and friends. So that's part of the guitar club. They have 2 performances each year. So they probably organize a performance to be held in the school auditorium or something like that. And they publish leaflets to let people know this performance is going on. People come and you need to practice, you need to prepare. And in this particular case, your family and friends may come to watch you perform in front of the audience, and you can showcase your progress there, which means you can display or you can show them what you can do on the guitar.
Very, very cool. Yes, so we can use showcase as a verb in this way. way. We can also talk about a showcase, which would basically be just a glass box that you put products in. You might go to the jewelry store and all the rings are in a showcase. Or we can also talk about sort of a special exhibition when a company launches a new product. They might have a showcase, so kind of a public media event, and they'll show off the product. And they're doing that to showcase the product. And there we're using it as a verb, as we do in the dialogue here. So yeah, you're basically showing off your skills. You're wowing all your friends, and they're going, oh my gosh, 3 months ago you couldn't play guitar, and there you are. You played a famous Taylor Swift song and even sang along. How impressive. We very much admire you for all of your hard work and making all of that great music. So that would be definitely a fun thing to do. Probably, I don't know, before Chinese New Year holiday, and then probably at the end of the year before the summer break, they put on these two performances, these two showcases, and everyone will come and have a great time and hear some lovely music. Lily says that sounds great. So I think she's pretty much ready to grab that pen, put her name on the list, and sign up for the guitar club. I'd love to take part in that, so I'm sure she will. She'll have a good time, maybe getting herself a new guitar for her next birthday if she's really into it. She wants to take part in it. She wants to join in. She wants to be involved in this guitar club.
She wants to participate, and we wish her the best of luck. I'm sure she will become quite proficient at the guitar in no time. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Here comes Hanny.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。这一次的绘画主题是 extracurricular activities。 那其中的 extracurricular 它是形容课外的。我们来拆解它的字首字根。首先 COUR 或者是 CUR 这一类的字根表示跑、流动或者是运转，其他拼法还有 COURS、CURR、CURS。 好，那我们接着来看 curriculum 这个单字。其中这个 CURR 它表示跑，然后呢 CULUM 是拉丁文名词字尾。 Curriculum 这个字原本有赛道的意思，那同学们可以试着联想，毕业就好像是赛跑的终点，我们必须把所有该上的课程上完，把这个过程都跑完才有办法毕业。用这样的方式去联想 Curriculum 它有课程的意思。然后接着我们把这个名词字尾 CULUM 改成形容词字尾 CULAR 变成 curricular， 那就表示课程的。好，那最后我们在 curricular 前面再加上字首 extra 是额外的，所以合在一起就得到我们课文这个单字 extracurricular 就是形容课外的。在课文第二部分的对话里面， Lily 向 Jeff 询问有关加入吉他社的事情。那他对于加入吉他社很感兴趣，可是他不会弹吉他。那么 Jeff 告诉他，那完全不是问题，他们有各种程度的社员，包括完全不会的初学者。那接着他就说 We'd be happy to teach you the basics from scratch. 我们很乐意从头开始教你。那么 from scratch 就是指从头开始，从零开始。这个用语是源自于赛跑。那么 scratch 原本是指这个起跑线，因此呢 from scratch 就可以表达从头开始，从零开始，尤其是在没有外援或者是放弃现成资源的情况下，从最一开始做某事。如果我说 bake a cake from scratch， 那就表示我不用现成的材料，我是从头开始烤蛋糕。另外 scratch 它也有这种刮痕啊、抓痕的意思，那它也可以当动词去表达刮或是抓。我们就来补充几个跟 scratch 相关的用语。第一个呢是 scratch the surface， 字面意思是抓表面，那引申用来表达只有触及事物的表面，没有深入探讨、学习或了解某事物。举例来说， Their discussion only scratched the surface of the issue。 他们对那个议题的讨论只触及到皮毛，没有深入探讨。第二个补充的是 scratch one's head， 那这是用搔头抓头的动作来描述对某事物感到疑惑，抓破头也想不透。所以 scratch one's head 就有那种百思不解啊，感到困惑的意思。那后面可以用 over 加名词来引出感到困惑的事物。好，那么以上这些重点整理，我们回顾今天的单字吧。
Straightforward. The instructions for building the desk were straightforward and easy to follow. Annual. Joan just reminded me that the annual company picnic is coming up soon. Relief. When Andrew finished his homework, he felt a great sense of relief. Rewarding. Teaching is very challenging, but it is also extremely rewarding.
Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Mike.
I am Roger. See you next time.